Hey there, I'm Charlotte Smith. Welcome to 3Cow Marketing. And I'm so excited today because Melissa emailed me with some questions about her website. And I actually asked her permission to answer them in this video so that we could help everybody, so that any of you watching this can have some takeaways and hopefully help improve your website as well. One thing to remember when you're creating a website is that you're really talking to, you need to figure out who your ideal customer is, or who is that one dream customer that you're talking to in your website and that you're marketing to, so that all your verbiage on the website connects with them. Remember, you have about basically 3 seconds for someone to land on your website when they're cruising the internet, and for them to figure out if you can help them or not. So 3 seconds or less is not very much time. So therefore, you've got to have just the right information on your website. Now remember, we have this free training on how to create your own website in about half a day, which anyone can do if they follow the training step by step, and we'll link to that. But right now, let's go ahead and take a look at Melissa's website. Here it is. And her business is called Tangle Bloom. And first of all, I want to say it is a beautiful website. She created this in Squarespace, and our training shows you how to create one just like it. The neat thing about all you flower farmers is you're going to have such beautiful websites anyway, because it's so easy to get such lovely pictures of flowers. So this, I assume that's you, Melissa, there holding the flowers. I mean, it's just perfect. It's really inviting. I love it. You've done a super job. And of course, when I looked around, there are 3 tips that I'm going to give you that will help you make it even better. So the first one is, if people are confused when they come to your website, you will lose them, which means they're going to click away immediately if they're confused. And how this refers to you is your menu bar. It's again, the website's beautiful, not criticizing you. This is very constructive help, that your menu bar has a lot of words in there. So let's try to fine tune that. However, the first thing is, when you click on your About page, there's a drop down to About Us and Contact. And you want your About page, you're in the menu bar, to go directly to your About page. Don't have a drop down. And you want your contact for your farm to be separate. So let's separate those 2 out, which means your About page will be in the menu bar and your contact will be in the menu bar. And then it was pretty busy, if you'll notice, on the last one, with all the different ways to buy your flowers. So what I recommend instead is just have a header there in your menu bar that says how to buy flowers. And when people click on that, there's going to be the drop down menu with all the options that were formerly in your menu bar. And see how this cleans it up really, really easily. So there, and they can be in the order that you want them, Melissa. And I'd probably say the most popular or the most profitable one be at the top. So we just listed them as flower CSA, weddings, wholesale, and retail locations. But the how to buy flowers, when they click on that, that's going to draw in anyone, and then they will see all these options below there. Okay, website tip number 2 is you need to put an email sign-up form at the top of every website page. So here's your website currently. Again, it's so beautiful, so pretty, and you have 3 seconds to let someone know that you can help them. So you really want that email sign-up form at the top of the page versus how you have it right now. You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of your website to find it. And this is a common mistake. I see this on most people's websites who've never taken our course, or it's usually when they find our course or they become a student that they find out that it's really super important that email sign-up be at the top of every page. So see it right there. And also you say, let's stay in touch. I'm just going to encourage you to change that verbiage to something more direct, because let's stay in touch is not a really strong call to action. Some people will know what that means, but there will be plenty of people who don't. So instead, look what we created for you. Just sign me up. See that purple button there that kind of goes along with your website? You can create that in there in Squarespace. And then instead of saying, keep in touch, we said, get a weekly dose of inspiration and joy straight to your inbox. Sign me up. Now, who would not want a weekly dose of inspiration and joy. Okay, so see how encouraging that is? And it inspires me to want to sign up to your email list more than the words just let's stay in touch. So this is encouraging everyone to come up with something more creative, to encourage people to sign up. And there's our example for you. And just make sure that's at the top of every page, so it's above the fold, so they see that on every page. All right, and website tip number 3, keep the focus on your products that you're selling by not linking to outside websites. Now, this is a big mistake that I see all the time, because we as people, and especially women, we love to help. So we often think we're being super helpful by linking to all these other websites with information. But you have worked so hard and spent money getting people to your website that you don't want to send them to other website with your live links. So where we found the live links on your page was you said, here's where to find your flowers at other retailers. And you linked, it was a live link here. If we look at this, Brattleboro Food Co-op was a live link on your website, and the Vermont Country Deli Market, and you had a couple others. What happens is people are going to link, or they're going to click on that link over to that food co-op, and they're going to get caught up in all the, enticing things the food co-op has, and they're going to forget they ever started at your website. So instead, what we recommend is just grab the addresses to those places they can find your flowers, put the address right in there, and take away the live links so that they can see the address. And then they will be more likely to stay on your website and click around and see what you have to offer and connect with you, versus jumping off and going to someone else's website. So don't have any live links on your website that take them away from you. And the last question you asked was, you wanted to know how to drive some more sales in the winter when you don't have flowers, because your season is about 6 months long. You even asked about, should you start carrying eggs or something you can sell in the winter? Well, rather than a whole new product line, which is more work and more marketing and different customers, you can use your website to drive sales year round. When it's really effective, it works. And the most important thing of how to attract more people to your site is really know, again, your ideal customer. You spend time talking with your customers, you know what they want to hear from you, and you can create lots of wonderful content for your website in the off season that you email to them in the form of blog posts back to your website. So you're emailing them all winter long. You're giving them things that they want to hear from you about. They've already told you that they want to hear from you about these things. So when you email them all winter long, it's very easy for them to just sign back up for your CSA of flowers in the spring or continue buying them. So here's some ideas. One of our students, she has a vegetable CSA in South Dakota. So of course it's winter there and she has no vegetables, but she keeps in touch with her customers all winter long because she has found out that they love to hear from her about gardening tips and how-tos. So she spends all winter long emailing them about things they want to hear about. So when it's time to sign up for her CSA in the spring, they're still engaged with her and they've become even more loyal because of all this wonderful, helpful advice she's given all winter that they told her they wanted to hear about. So it's really important to be sending them things they want to hear about. This is Sarah Fisher from Nature's Pantry, another student. They sell beef, pork, milk, eggs, and honey. So she has found out that her ideal customers love to hear from her about meal planning and education on raw milk and recipes and things like that. So she keeps in touch with them with blog posts on that information. So even if they aren't, maybe they buy beef from her once a year, they will keep in touch with her recipes and other helpful educational materials that she sends year round, so that when it's time to order a quarter beef again, they come back to her farm. And then Lori owns 3 Acre Farm. She's also a student. She also has a flower farm like you do, Melissa. And she has determined that her ideal customer is really socially aware and likes to help with the environment and do her part to protect the environment. So she even sends about blog posts on things like saving the bees and what they can do to help and to, help preserve the honeybee population. In the winter, you could send things out like the perfect holiday centerpiece, things on floral designs. So even though you're not selling them flowers in the winter, you can still educate them and inspire them so they'll keep in touch and come back to you when your season is going strong again. Again, it's really important that you learn how to build relationships, and you can do this online and through your website. The content you create on your website and post up there, that is actually going to build relationships when you find out what your ideal customer wants to hear from you about. All right. And so the key to having a successful, profitable farm is to learn what your customers want from you by engaging with them, finding out what problems they solve by using your products, and then using their words exactly on your website to speak to them. So your website is actually supposed to be all about your customers and showing that you can help them solve their problems rather than be about you. So when you understand that and it's reflected on your website, you will see your email list grow and grow and grow. All right, so if you are ready for more, I would love for you to join me and one inspirational group of farmers for a transformational experience. And that's because our Heart-Centered Marketing course is opening up for registration again on April 3rd, 2017.